Today we're diving deep into the 80s, a golden era for all things geeky and techie. From pixelated video games to chunky gadgets, let's explore 10 things that defined nerd culture back in the day. Number 1. Floppy disks. Floppy disks revolutionized data storage in the 1980s, offering a convenient way to store and transfer information. However, their limitations soon became apparent. With storage capacities measured in mere megabytes, floppy disks struggled to keep up with the increasing demands of software and media. Moreover, their susceptibility to damage posed a significant risk to data integrity. One of the most common issues with floppy disks was their fragility. The thin magnetic coating on the disk's surface was prone to scratches and damage, leading to data loss or corruption. Additionally, exposure to heat, moisture, or magnetic fields could render the disk unreadable, making it a precarious choice for long-term storage. Furthermore, the slow read and write speeds of floppy disks made transferring large files a time-consuming task. In an era where every kilobyte counted, waiting minutes for a single file to transfer was a significant inconvenience for nerds relying on these disks for their data needs. Despite their shortcomings, floppy disks remained a staple in the 80s nerd culture, serving as the primary means of storing everything from documents to video games. Their iconic design and unmistakable sound of insertion and ejection are etched in the memories of those who grew up in that era. Number 2. VHS tapes. VHS tapes were an integral part of 80s nerd culture, providing a gateway to a world of movies and TV shows. Despite their bulky size and analog nature, VHS tapes were cherished by nerds for the experiences they offered. One of the most nostalgic aspects of VHS tapes was the ritual of rewinding them before returning to the rental store. This seemingly mundane task became a ritualistic part of the movie-watching experience, signaling the end of one viewing session and the anticipation of the next. However, VHS tapes were not without their flaws. Tracking issues and fuzzy screens were common occurrences, especially with well-worn tapes or older VCRs. Nerds would often spend precious minutes adjusting tracking knobs or cleaning tape heads to improve picture quality, adding an extra layer of engagement to the viewing process. Moreover, the physicality of VHS tapes contributed to their charm. The act of browsing through shelves of tapes at the rental store, meticulously selecting the perfect movie for the night, was an experience in itself. And let's not forget the joy of discovering hidden gems or cult classics tucked away in the back of the store. Despite the rise of digital streaming services, VHS tapes hold a special place in the hearts of nerds who grew up in the 80s. They represent a simpler time when movie nights were a communal event and the anticipation of watching a new release was palpable. Number 3. Dial-up internet. Dial-up internet was a defining aspect of the 80s and 90s, characterized by the iconic sound of a modem connecting to the internet. While it may evoke nostalgia for some, the reality of using dial-up was far from glamorous. The process of connecting to the internet via dial-up involved several steps, starting with the user launching their internet browser and initiating a connection through a modem. The modem would emit a series of tones as it dialed the ISP's phone number, establishing a connection through the telephone line. Once connected, users would often encounter painfully slow speeds, especially by today's standards. Loading a simple web page could take minutes, with images and multimedia content appearing in a staggered fashion as they downloaded bit by bit. Moreover, dial-up connections were notoriously unreliable, prone to disconnections due to phone calls or line interference. Imagine the frustration of waiting patiently for a web page to load, only to have the connection drop suddenly, forcing you to start the process all over again. Despite its drawbacks, dial-up internet played a crucial role in bringing the online world to millions of households for the first time. It paved the way for the digital revolution that followed, laying the foundation for the broadband networks we rely on today. Number 4. Cathode ray tube TVs. Cathode ray tube TVs were the dominant technology in the 1980s, characterized by their bulky design and warm glow. These televisions relied on cathode ray tubes to display images on the screen, emitting a familiar humming sound as they powered on. One of the challenges of CRT TVs was optimizing the antenna for better reception. Nerds of the 80s would often find themselves adjusting the antenna, trying to find the perfect angle to minimize interference and maximize signal strength. It was a delicate dance of positioning and fine-tuning, often requiring patience and persistence. Another common occurrence with CRT TVs was the dreaded fuzzy picture. Whether due to weak signal reception or internal issues with the TV itself, nerds would frequently encounter blurry or distorted images on their screens. In response, they developed a habit of smacking the side of the TV, hoping to jostle it back into proper functioning. While this makeshift solution sometimes worked, it was a temporary fix at best. Despite their quirks, CRT TVs were beloved by nerds for their reliability and nostalgia-inducing qualities. The warm, glowing screen and analog controls added to the overall viewing experience, transporting viewers back to a simpler time before the age of digital displays. Number 5. Dot matrix printers. Dot matrix printers were a staple of office and home printing in the 80s and 90s, known for their distinctive noisy operation and unique method of printing. Instead of traditional inkjet or laser technology, dot matrix printers used a matrix of pins to strike an ink-soaked ribbon, transferring ink onto paper in the form of tiny dots. While they may have been slow and noisy compared to modern printers, dot matrix printers offered several advantages in their time. One notable advantage was their ability to print multi-part forms, such as invoices or receipts, by using pressure to transfer ink through multiple layers of paper. This feature made them invaluable for businesses that required duplicate or triplicate copies of documents. Additionally, dot matrix printers were known for their durability and low operating costs. Unlike inkjet printers that required expensive cartridges, dot matrix printers used ribbons that could be easily replaced at a fraction of the cost. This made them a cost-effective option for businesses and individuals alike. Furthermore, the tactile nature of dot matrix printing had its own charm. Watching as the pins struck the ribbon and paper, forming letters and graphics with precision, was strangely satisfying for users. The distinct sound of the printer in action added to the experience, creating a sense of productivity and accomplishment. Number 6. Handheld electronic games. Handheld electronic games predating the smartphone era were a portable gaming revolution. With the iconic Game Boy leading the pack, these devices offered nerds entertainment on the move. Their compact size made them perfect for gaming on the go, liberating nerds from the confines of home consoles. Whether waiting in line or traveling, these gadgets provided instant amusement. The variety of games available catered to diverse tastes, from the puzzle challenge of Tetris to the platforming adventures of Donkey Kong and Super Mario. Each game offered a unique experience, ensuring there was something for everyone. Handheld gaming also fostered social interactions. Nerds would gather to share games, compare scores, and engage in multiplayer battles, forging friendships and creating lasting memories. Moreover, the success of handheld electronic games spurred innovation in gaming technology. Subsequent iterations introduced color displays, improved graphics, and wireless connectivity, pushing the boundaries of portable gaming. In retrospect, handheld electronic games were more than just entertainment. They were cultural phenomena that shaped the childhoods of many nerds, leaving an indelible mark on gaming history. Number 7. Betamax vs VHS. The Betamax vs VHS format war was a pivotal moment in home video technology. Betamax, developed by Sony, and VHS, pioneered by JVC, competed fiercely for dominance in the consumer market. Despite Betamax's initial advantage in terms of superior picture quality, VHS ultimately prevailed due to several key factors. One significant factor was the longer recording time offered by VHS tapes, allowing users to record entire movies or television programs without needing to swap tapes mid-recording. This feature appealed to consumers who valued convenience and flexibility. Additionally, VHS enjoyed broader industry support, with more manufacturers producing VHS players and recorders compared to Betamax. This resulted in a wider selection of VHS tapes and lower prices for VHS equipment, making it a more attractive option for consumers. Furthermore, VHS's success was bolstered by its adoption by the burgeoning rental market. Video rental stores overwhelmingly stocked VHS tapes, providing consumers with easy access to a wide range of movies and TV shows. This widespread availability further solidified VHS's position as the dominant home video format. While Betamax eventually faded into obscurity, its impact on the development of home video technology cannot be overlooked. Many of its innovations, such as the compact cassette form factor and standardized tape width paved the way for future advancements in video recording and playback. Number 8. Apple II computers. The Apple II computers, introduced in the late 1970s, marked a significant leap forward in the realm of personal computing. Unlike its predecessors, which were primarily used by hobbyists and professionals, the Apple II was designed for everyday consumers. One of the key innovations of the Apple II was its open architecture, which allowed users to easily expand and customize their systems with additional hardware and software. This flexibility made the Apple II adaptable to a wide range of applications, from word processing to gaming. The Apple II also played a crucial role in popularizing the concept of the graphical user interface. While early personal computers relied on text-based interfaces, the Apple II featured a more intuitive interface that used icons and windows, making it easier for users to interact with their computers. In addition to its technical innovations, the Apple II had a profound impact on the way people thought about computers. It helped dispel the notion that computers were only for serious tasks and demonstrated that they could also be used for entertainment and creativity. Number 9. WalkieTalkies. WalkieTalkies were the go-to communication devices for nerds in the 1980s, offering a portable and reliable means of staying connected. Unlike smartphones of today, walkie-talkies didn't rely on cellular networks or Wi-Fi. Instead, they operated on radio frequencies, making them ideal for short-range communication. These handheld radios were not just toys. They served practical purposes in various scenarios. Whether used for outdoor adventures, group activities, or emergency situations, walkie-talkies provided a lifeline of communication, especially in areas with limited or no cell coverage. One notable feature of walkie-talkies was their simplicity and durability. Built to withstand rugged conditions, they were often designed with robust materials and protective casings, ensuring they could endure drops, bumps, and other mishaps during nerds' adventures. Moreover, walkie-talkies fostered a sense of camaraderie among users, enabling seamless coordination and teamwork. In games like Dungeons & Dragons, they added an immersive element, allowing players to communicate discreetly and strategize without revealing their plans to opponents. Number 10. Rotary Phones. Rotary phones, once ubiquitous in households around the world, represented a significant milestone in telecommunications history. Their distinctive circular dials required users to manually rotate them to input each digit of a phone number, a process that demanded both patience and precision. Despite the advent of modern push-button phones and smartphones, rotary phones remain iconic symbols of a bygone era. Beyond their functional purpose, rotary phones were cultural artifacts that shaped social interactions and communication norms. Dialing a number on a rotary phone required a tactile engagement that is absent in today's touchscreen interfaces. This physical interaction fostered a sense of connection with the device and the person on the other end of the line. Moreover, rotary phones played a role in popular culture, often appearing in films, television shows, and literature as symbols of communication and connection. The distinctive sound of the rotary dialing mechanism and the satisfying click as the dial returned to its original position became ingrained in the collective memory of those who grew up using them. Additionally, rotary phones were built to last, with many examples still functional decades after their manufacture. Their mechanical simplicity contributed to their longevity, and some enthusiasts continue to collect and restore rotary phones as a hobby.